guys, it's your girl Natasha B, your flight attendant's favorite flight attendant, and I am back with another video. So today's video is about healthcare insurance. Just want to come on here really quickly and kind of talk to you guys about healthcare insurance, my healthcare insurance and stuff like that, and the situation that I just went through and how I handled it and all the kind of stuff. So yeah, so let's just get right into the video. Well, okay, so this is what happened. So around winter time, end of last year, end of 2018, I like my wrist and stuff. It like I was so dry. Now, mind you, I'm a very oily girl, as you can kind of see. Like right now, I'm oily because we're in Memphis, but in Chicago, especially when it's like really cold, it's more dry there, especially with being like in the air all the time and stuff like that. Of course, it's, you know, dry, but which is why my edges would never stay down. But so what happens is that when you're using like the hotel lotions and stuff, they're not very moisturizing. Now, don't get me wrong, I think I've been to maybe 2 hotels out of all the hotels that actually have moisturizing lotion. All the others, they tend to kind of dry me out. Now, mind you, I'm just naturally shiny, so I'm already pretty moisturized, but as soon as I get out of the shower, I always put lotion on versus just walking around just with no lotion on, because sometimes you may itch or something like that, because depending on like the water, if it's really hard, and like I don't know, it just depends on like a lot of things. But anyway, so my hand started to crack, like the top part of my hand. So when I would squeeze my hand like this, it would like crack. If you can kind of see like a little bit, I don't know, you probably can't really see it, but it's like a little bit of pigmentation on my hand, and that came from when they would like crack on the planes. And that was because I was so dry. I was always washing my hands. I was always using like the Sandy wipes or something, or just hand sanitizer, or like I said, just even washing my hands, period. So with doing all of that, plus having lotion that wasn't moisturizing from the hotels, like I said, it just started to crack. So also what ended up happening is that you know, how I told you guys, like, just use the hotel soaps and stuff, and just use the hotel lotions and stuff for, like, your body. Well, using all the soaps and the different lotions and stuff that weren't very moisturizing, I broke out on my neck area. So come to find out, now mind you, I could just kind of like, I was like, oh, well, I'm just breaking out. I just use a little bit of, like, Gold Bond powder or, like, the Gold Bond cream. I kind of let it rock for a little bit and just kind of didn't really pay it too much attention. I should have, but I just like, I don't know. I guess you could say I was just kind of like neglecting my body, which is not okay. But so I remember my mom, she seen it and she's like, she's like, Tasha, you need to get you some triple antibiotic to put on your neck. So she was like, right before I left to go back to work, she was like, here, take this. So she went to, she went into her pharmacy. I told y'all she got a whole pharmacy. She went to her little pharmacy and got some, it's like triple antibiotic or something. So I started using that, and that wasn't really doing anything either. It just made my neck look greasy. So my aunt, this was like when we went to go visit my grandmother, my aunt seen my neck and she was like, Tasha, you need to put you some triple antibiotic on your neck. And I was like, I've already been doing that. And she was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, okay, well, clearly this isn't going away. So when she said that, I was like, all right, I need to stop playing around and to go ahead and just, get this looked at. With that being said, what I ended up doing was I scheduled an appointment with the doctor to try and figure out what was going on with my neck. Yeah, so I scheduled my appointment and everything, and that happened just last week. So if you, well, I guess it just depends on what insurance you have. So my company, we have United Healthcare insurance. So, and then we're able to choose from like 3 different plans. So you have like the most expensive one, then you have like the medium one, you have like the lowest one. So me personally, I have like the medium one. I think it's like $70 some, I think every 2 weeks. I think it's every 2 weeks, and it's just me on it. But of course, it comes with the healthcare and the dental and all that kind of stuff, and then the HSA and all that kind of stuff I was telling you guys about. So, now with United Healthcare, you get to download like the apps and stuff like that. So I have all the apps, like the United app, and then the I think it's like the Optima Bank one. That one you can do for, you can like you can see like your HSA account and stuff like that. And then there's another one, I think it's like Health for Me or something, like, I don't know, something like that. But there are a couple apps. So like when you go into like your benefits and stuff like that, there's like information there. Please read all of it, and make sure you choose the plan that's best for you. Me personally, I don't really have any health issues or anything like that. And the lowest one just didn't really seem appealing. And then I know the most expensive one, I was just told that that one is if you get sick a lot. So if you don't really get sick a lot and you don't really have to go to the doctor often, then I would just go ahead and maybe settle for the middle one. But that's just my personal opinion. So yeah, so with also with United Health, you get on demand, doctors on demand. So if you haven't heard of doctors on demand, let me inform you. So with Doctors on Demand, it's an app that you download, and it just, I mean, like different companies, it takes different companies' insurance. So that is something that it mentioned in our benefits. And I remember in training, like somebody mentioned like, yeah, you can just see the doctor on the go. Like say you're on a trip or something, you're not feeling well, they could see you right there in your hotel room, and then you can go to like the nearest pharmacy or something and pick up your prescription while you're on a trip or something like that, versus you like calling out. But that was just another option that they were saying. But if you need to call out, then of course call out. But so yeah, so I was like, well, let me just try this Doctors on Demand. So I did it, and I made my appointment, y'all, at like maybe like 11:50 at night. And earlier it was trying to say like, do you want to make, like, it was saying what doctors were available. It was one available at like 10 o'clock at night and 11 o'clock at night and stuff like that. But I was like, no, I'm just gonna wait till in the morning, because at the time I was like out trying to get some food. It was like late at night and I was trying to get some food. So I was like, no, I just do it in the morning. So I set an appointment for like 10:30 in the morning. Found a doctor. You get to like read the profile and stuff. You gotta kind of get to see like what they're about and this, that, and the third. So I found one lady who actually, she just happened to have a time that I really wanted, so it just kind of worked out. So that's why I was like, okay, I'll just go with her. And you get to choose like the different type of doctors if you need like psychiatric, like, yeah, just like a primary doctor, psychiatric, psychologist, and it's like a bunch of other like things that you can, like, it has different prices depending on your insurance, and different things that are offered for your particular, well, you get offered everything that they have, but the prices vary depending on your insurance. So for me and my insurance that I have, with the one that I have, the $70-some one, that one, your visits are $50. So whenever you have an on-demand visit, it's $50. The on-demand visits are usually 15 minutes is what it says, but my doctor always extended mine. Usually went like 25-30 minutes because I've used her twice already. So yeah, like I said, she just extended it. It's no extra fee or whatever. So, and we literally did everything on the phone. So what happens is that, like, when you first go into the app, you put like all your information in, your member number and all this kind of stuff, and then it finds your your company, your specific insurance plan that you have, and then it gives you all of your fees for any and everything that you may possibly need. And then it also asks you what's the nearest pharmacy that you would like to pick up from. So it asks for your location. You can pick it up depending wherever you're at. They can find the nearest location. They can find, even if you want to go see somebody personally, they can find somebody that's in your area. Like, it's just all kinds of everything. I mean, the actual United Healthcare app does the same thing, but with this particular one, they also do the same thing, and they show like urgent cares and just all that kind of stuff. It's really, really nice. So anyways, so I made an appointment with her. It was like, do you want to send in any pictures, describe your symptoms or whatever? And I told them about like my neck and stuff, and then I sent in like some pictures and stuff. And yeah, so when 10 o'clock came, I set my alarm for like 10:25 in the morning, waited for a few minutes to like log into the app or whatever. When I logged in, next thing you know, it was like your call is starting, and it kind of like, I think it started to like ring or something. I can't remember. And then I clicked on it, and then we started the conversation, and then we just started talking. Yeah, so she was like very nice, very informative. They can also give you excuses and stuff. So literally, y'all, I sat in my bed and had my doctor's appointment, and then she sent a prescription to the pharmacy that was by the house, the pharmacy I had put, of course, into the app. So she was like, is this the pharmacy? You know, she made sure like, hey, this is the one you want to send it to. And I was like, yeah. Then she told me about Good RX. I already had the app or whatever, but she was like, yeah, just, you know, wanted to let you know that because, you know, you can get things cheaper. So yeah, so she prescribed me like an ointment or something, and she said that what happened was that I had a flare of eczema. I've never had eczema a day in my life, never had any kind of flares, no anything. And she's like, that's pretty much what it is, because you're changing from a bunch of different climates. So since you're hopping around to different cities and stuff, and you're constantly up and down and stuff like that, she was like, your body had a flare, because also not only are you changing climates a lot, but at the same time you're using a bunch of different soaps and you're using a bunch of different lotions. So you know, it almost like makes your body go a little haywire. At the end of the day, like, your skin is a organ by itself. So because of that, your body literally like absorbs, you know, everything that you put on it, which is why a lot of people say like, if you can't eat it, then you shouldn't be putting it on your body. I know I probably need to just be using strictly coconut oil, to be honest, but I'm not. So what I ended up, so I was like, okay, so she's like, what you need to do is you need to stop using all the hotel soaps and lotions. Simply use, she said, what do you use at home, like on a regular basis? And I said, I use Dove soap. So she's like, okay, continue to use Dove soap. And she said, and whatever lotion, she asked me what lotion I was using. So let me show you guys the lotion that I'm using. This is literally $1 at the dollar store. I used to use this lotion when I was in college. You know, everybody is broken in college. So, you know, I'm kind of like, okay, well, similar situation. So why don't I go back to the basics? So this right here is the lotion. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, yeah. So this is the lotion. Yeah, and it's dermatologist recommended. It says dry skin treatment, and it's the original lotion or whatever. But yeah, this is what I use, y'all. And y'all, when I say this stuff is moisturizing, like, mind you, most lotions and stuff that you find, well, some lotions are like very watery and stuff. Like, I can't use that kind of stuff. Like, even cocoa butter, I can't even use cocoa butter. Like, it makes me dry. It makes me ashy. So I'm just like cocoa butter just doesn't work for me. Shea butter, yeah, that one works. Yeah, that one works for the most part. That one doesn't really make me dry, but that moisturizes my skin really, really well. I know Jergens, that moisturizes me very well. Nivea does. I don't know, my skin's pretty, it's already oily on its own, so if it's really not a moisturizing type of thing, my skin will just soak it up, and then I'll just be dry. I don't know, or maybe it soaks up my oil or something. I don't know. Something funky happens, but if it's not something that's actually moisturizing, then my skin is just like, no ma'am, and then I just get really ashy looking. But so yeah, that works perfectly fine. And like I said, that size, y'all, this right here, what size is it? It's 10 fluid ounces. Yeah, it's 10 fluid ounces. And I've had it for a couple of weeks already. Probably about a month now. Maybe a month, 3 weeks, something like that. I've had it so far. And it's a really good size. So I got 2 of them. I have one at home, and then I use that one. So therefore, I'm consistent with my lotions. And then too, I just didn't have money to buy Jergens. Like, that's what my parents buy. So, you know, I'm gonna let them handle that. But since I was out and I needed some lotion, I just got something that I was very familiar with, and I knew it was cheap, and I also knew that it worked. So I just got that, and that's what I'm just gonna continue to keep getting. And I'm just gonna have one in my suitcase and one at home, so I can just stay consistent, so I don't have any more like outbreaks or whatever was happening. So and it was like itching a little bit, and like, I don't know, it just wasn't cute. But if you can kind of see, like, this is like a little bit of like, I guess, the scarring or whatever that came from it. And then over here, you probably can't really see it, but I can kind of see it a little bit, only because I just know how my neck was beforehand. But anyways, yeah, so my neck didn't look anything like it is. It looks actually way better than it did before. But you know, now it looks pretty okay. One of my classmates, she said that she had a flare up as well, and she was like, is anybody else having like a flare up, da 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 da, whoop de woo. Pretty much the exact same problem that I was having. And I commented and I was like, girl, I said, I literally just went to the, not really went, but seen a doctor. I just seen a doctor about these exact same symptoms. I was like, the doctor said that it was a flare of eczema, and I was like, I've never had it in my life. She's like, well, I did have it like a little bit or something like that, but she's like, it's been like under control or fine or something like that. But she's like, she recently had a flare. So like and she said it started happening when Chicago got really, 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 really cold. And then, you know, like, it's been kind of cold for a minute. It's not as cold now. It is starting to, you know, get a little bit warmer, but it started literally when that freeze and stuff started happening in Chicago. And I honestly think it kind of started a little bit, and I think in December, more or less like end of December going into January, and then it really, really was here like in January and February. But she was like, yeah, she had the same issue. So I told her what happened, and I told her the kind of ointment and stuff like that that the doctor had given me. And they said use it. She said use it for like 7 days. Yeah, I think it's been a little over 7 days now. I'm still actually using it just to kind of get rid of this little spot right here. So hopefully that'll go away. I'm assuming it might just be scarring, but at the same time, I just kind of want to use up all the medication that she gave me. But it is a tube, so I don't even think I'm gonna finish it all. But I wanted to at least do it for 2 weeks because the actual thing said for like 2 weeks. She said for 7 days, but the thing, like the instructions and stuff, said like 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do 2 weeks and just so, you know, and then after that I'll be fine. So like I said, I haven't had any other issues or whatever, and after I finish with my ointment, then I will continue to strictly do the Dove soap that I have in my toiletry bag and this lotion because I don't need any of these issues. That was just a little tidbit I wanted to tell you guys about like healthcare and stuff like that, because that's like a real thing, especially with being a flight attendant, because you really have to make sure that you stay as healthy as possible. So, you know, like little things like that, like you don't want to be scratching your neck and then you have to serve food, or, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff, like those are things you really need to just pay attention to. I will say, with this job, like whatever your body is telling you, make sure you pay attention to it, because you just don't want anything to like get in the way of you doing the best job that you can, especially being around so many different people. You know, like something like that, it could have gotten even worse or something if I would have come in contact with something. Like honestly, you just never know. It's so much in the air, and like people have all kinds of germs, and like you really, really, really just have to be safe. So guys, make sure you wash your hands. I wash them all the time. Make sure you keep you some lotion on you at all times. I haven't, like, my hands haven't like broken out or anything, or there you go. You could probably see it just a little bit right there. But that little pigmentation that you see is when when they were cracking. I don't know if you can really see that either. But yeah, it's not nearly as bad. But this hand was just like awful. Like it was just cracking. It was so bad. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about like healthcare. Please make sure you have some good healthcare. And, you know, with the industry or whatever, usually the healthcare insurance, usually the insurance is pretty good from what I have personally seen. Now, I know people may have different opinions about it, but for me personally, someone who's pretty healthy, not really have any issues, and it's honestly just me by myself, it's fine. Like I said, I don't really get sick for real, and like I said, having doctors on demand is an absolute blessing. So like this past week while I was at home, my dad ended up getting sick. So he was like, I had told him, I was like, Daddy, why don't you try doctors on demand? Because I had literally just got off of my appointment and he was downstairs sick. So he was like, okay. So I signed him up with he didn't even know he had an app and everything like that with his insurance. So I signed him and my mom, I signed them both up on their phones with their insurance, so that they didn't have to like keep paper receipts and like documentation and all this. Like the app does everything for you. So like even me, like my documentation and everything is like in their prescriptions, all of that. So if I ever need to go to the doctor again, I can either pull it up that way and email it to a doctor. Even your health insurance card or whatever, your insurance card, it's on the app when you get like the United Healthcare app or whatever. And when I went to the urgent care one time, I emailed it to them, and then they got it immediately and was able to process everything perfectly fine. So instead of like having your card out or whatever and they have to go copy it or whatever, they just email it. They already have it in their system, and it's like all electronic. So it's very, very convenient. And then too, in the urgent care, when I went to urgent care one time when I was sick, it cost it was $193. However, my insurance paid for like 90 something dollars of it. Yeah, like $91. And then I had to pay $102. But so what ended up happening was I used, of course, my HSA account. So United Healthcare, they send you like a debit card that's linked to your HSA account. So I used that card or whatever, swiped it. Also, too, you can use that HSA account for like dental. Whenever you have any kind of dental work done or something like that, I needed to go. I just got a cleaning not too long ago. And it was completely covered. Like I said, back on the urgent care, it was $102 that I had to pay out of pocket, and I just used the card to pay for it. However, if I would have just done Doctors on Demand, I would not have had to sit at the urgent care for like 2 hours or something like that just to be like seen and stuff. Like, I could have literally just been in my bed sick and seen the doctor on the phone and paid $50. $50 instead of $102. Technically 193 some dollars or whatever, but still, it was crazy. So when I tried to do it with my dad, his insurance didn't cover it. So you can still do Doctors on Demand even if you don't have insurance, but of course insurance lowers the fee. So for him, he said it was like $75. So he was like, I'm not paying out of pocket. You know, I'm a veteran. It's free for me if I just go to the urgent care. So I had to take him to the urgent care. Yes, me. I had to take him to the urgent care, and we just literally sat there for like 2 hours for him to be seen. I was like, I said, I'm sorry, I'm spoiled now with Doctors on Demand. So I was like, urgent care would not be seeing me anymore. I'm gonna do everything on Doctors on Demand because don't nobody have time to go sit in the urgent care or go to the emergency room and stuff. Like, I could be seen right here. And sometimes it's like, and literally, like, if you need to be seen, I guess, in like the next 30 minutes or something like that, if they have openings or whatever, there's someone available at that time, you can just click on it then and then just wait. And then, you know, next thing you know, boom, bam, you have an appointment and you're seeing the doctor. Their insurance doesn't take it. So, yeah, they have to keep going to the urgent care. Well, whereas I was able to just lay in my bed and be seen. So that was like really nice. I really appreciated that. So look into that, guys. Even if you don't have my specific health care, or if you don't work for an airline or something like that, just look into and see if your insurance takes Doctors on Demand. And if it does, then I would highly recommend doing it because it's like a lifesaver. It'll make you so spoiled. No, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys what I know. Because like I said, I recently had to use them for my whole neck issue. And like I said, she sent the prescription right up the street. And then I was headed out anyways later on that day. So on my way out, I picked it up from Walgreens and went on about my day. So yeah, it was real simple. And then in the prescription, it was originally like $12 or something like that. But my insurance covered a lot of it. So I paid $3 or $4. It's like $3.98, something like that. So $4. So that wasn't bad either. But so technically $54 for the entire visit plus my prescription. I mean, I mean, you can't beat that compared to $102 that I had to pay. Like, I'll take the $50 every time. And if you are having that issue, then that's probably what it is. It might be a slight flare of eczema. So yeah, girl, go see, or guy, just go see Doctors on Demand. They'll get you fixed and you'll be on your way and good to go. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, this video was so random. This actually was supposed to go into one of my vlogs, but it turned out to be so long. So I was like, I'm just gonna have to make this a whole separate video. I hope this was very informative. You guys know I'm always trying to drop jewels and give you guys as much information as possible, because a lot of these things I wish I knew before I became a flight attendant, you know, just to have more insight. Oh, also too, like on there, they have like lab work and stuff like that. So they can recommend you to like a lab if they need you to do lab work, or, you know, like they can recommend you to like a specialist or something like that that can't be done over the phone. They can recommend you out to those different people. Like, y'all just go get the app and just go look, just play with it and just see what's in there. Like, you don't even have to use it. Just go in and just look at it, and you'll just be fascinated with everything that they have to offer. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you know when the next time I upload a video. So yeah, guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Just bounce to this.